Namaskar and hello friends. As you guys may be knowing that we have been providing technical analysis, stock screener, charts, pretty much heavy on technical analysis of stocks for Indian market for more than 10 years. We have been continuously evolving and the process of evolution is never complete or is never good unless we take your feedback. So we have been taking your feedback at various different stages, trying to incorporate what we can, and that's how it's we are growing, and we believe that it's giving you a lot of value addition to you as well. One such feedback which has been coming off late in much more intense way was to create video tutorials. Obviously, making you guys comfortable, or you guys feel as a part of the system, we have started creating, and this would be our first video tutorial. The first video tutorial that we'll cover would be on double bottom, as the maximum request was on chart patterns, trend lines, and so on and so forth. So what we will be covering today is basically introduction to double bottom, how to read double bottom pattern and where to apply and where it is rightly fit, a few real life or real world examples of double bottom, then where to find the screener of double bottom in TopStockResearch in public site. Once we are done with this, some of you who is just interested in a double bottom pattern may skip the rest of the portion, because rest of the portion would go into the premium view of TopStockResearch.com. In the premium view, we'll cover how to integrate charts, alerts, watch list, portfolio along with the double bottom screener, how to add strategic alerts on double bottom screener, how to filter or how to navigate to the double bottom screener, so that it's a one-click process rather than going through the entire process again and again, followed by an auto refresh process. Now, auto refresh is a feature of TopStockResearch, wherein once you set the screener to auto refresh, it will refresh every 5 minutes, and you don't have to press the button, and the refresh also happens with the beep. We'll go through the entire process in a short while. So what we have here is a classic double bottom pattern. Double bottom pattern is formed when the primary trend of the market is downwards, is the downward trend, and the sellers are in complete control. So sellers are continuously trying to push the price down, up to a point from where there is small pullback. There's a small pullback by the buyers. They try to take the price up. However, they are not able to take it beyond a point, and again seller comes back into complete control and they try to bring the price down. However, at this point of time, they are not able to push the price down to a level much different than the previous bottom or previous down point, and again buyers come back and take control, and this time they are able to take the price beyond the previous high, previous short-term high, and the price goes above. So the few things that you need to look at here is basically, as the name says, it's double bottom. So there has to be two bottoms. The first bottom is this particular point of this particular leg, and then there's a midpoint where the previous rally of the bulls were able to bring it back. Then again the second bottom is formed, which the level over here is not much different than this level. Of course, this being textbook, the level looks the same as this point. However, in real world, the level can be little up or little down. So at once the buyers are able to take the price beyond this particular point, then it's a typical double bottom pattern, and this being the breakout range. The buyers can come and place a long order, or they can go for a buy order over here, as this is considered to be a very good and reliable pattern. A few things that you need to look at is, some may immediately buy at this particular point of time, immediately after breaking. Some more conservative may want to look for a small pullback, and if this particular line, which was basically resistance, will now act as a support. If this is tested, then it gives further confirmation of the pattern. Now what we have seen is basically the 2 points, which is two bottoms. One is the central point or the midpoint, and the third is the breakout point, and fourth, if it is possible or if is seen in some of the instances, is another testing of this resistance line. Once this is done, the pattern formation is complete. Now, having seen the pattern in details, let's see how we can best benefit out of this pattern. How do we interpret this particular pattern to make a profitable trade? First of all, a pattern is good when it's seen pretty frequently. Otherwise, it becomes very difficult to wait for a pattern. So fortunately, using our software, we have seen that there's regular occurrence of this pattern, and which also means that this pattern, or getting mastery over this pattern, is worth, because there are a lot of instances where it happens, and we can make profitable trade out of it. Now, what this pattern is, or how do we make profit out of it? This is a bullish reversal pattern. What it means is that the after this pattern is formed, there's a good bullish reversal. That means the downtrend which was happening is complete, and there's a fresh uptrend, or the possibility of fresh uptrend is very high. So this is what bullish reversal pattern is. When it is applicable, it is applicable in almost all time frames. Some users may use it for 5 minutes chart, some may use for half an hour chart, some may use on a daily chart, and some may use it even for weekly charts. The longer the duration, the better the confirmation is. However, very long pattern is generally not so good, because there are a lot of factors which also comes into picture, and which can change the immediate movement of this particular instrument when the lot of other macroeconomic activities are also factored in. Where does it work? It works in all asset classes, stocks, then commodities, precious metals, currency. So basically, it's something which, once you learn it for one instrument, then you can apply it in other instrument as well. Now, reliability of this pattern is one of the most reliable reliable chart patterns. The structure of this pattern itself tells a lot of information on the formation, wherein the sellers, they have tried hard, they are not able to push the price down beyond a point. They tried twice, but again they fail. So which itself means that there's a strong support level at that point of time. So that gives strength to this pattern. And so one more thing that you may want to add, which we'll see in one of the examples, is volume confirmation. Now, this pattern, depending on the volume movement, if at the breakout point of time there's a much better volume, then obviously the confirmation is better. If in the second leg, when the price was going down, if the volume is low compared to the previous bottom, that means that the momentum is again down, which we'll again see in one of the examples. So volume confirmation gives far more strength to this pattern. Also, some of the users use other indicators. Now, every trader or every analyst, they have a style, they have a primary pattern or a primary indicator, and a secondary pattern or a secondary indicator. So some may use this as a primary pattern to trade, and use rest of some of the other stuff, let's say MACD crossover, as a confirmation. Or if the MACD crossover also happens at the same time, it gives much better confidence to the trader. Or in some other cases, people use, let's say, relative strength index, and if at that point of time a double bottom pattern is formed, it gives much better confidence to the trader or to the analyst, that the reliability of this pattern, or the potential upward movements of this pattern is much better compared to a simple pattern which is formed. Now, having understood what a double bottom pattern is, some of the interpretation of how to use double bottom pattern, now it's time to see some of the examples, some of the real world examples, how double bottom pattern is formed, and how how we can make full benefit out of it. Now, this is a typical example of one of the stocks, Aditya Birla Novo, where we see that there's a clear downtrend which is imminent, and at this point of time, the downturn gets much more steeper, as if the market would go down. And if we see the volume over here, there's a good conviction in the volume as well that the price would go down. However, at this point of time, it could be a support at a longer period of time, or it could be a point where of a lot of supply, the sellers are not able to bring the price down here. Bottom one is created again as a part of double bottom formation. The buyers takes the price up to a midpoint level. Again, seller come into action and they bring the price down. Now, if we see over here the difference between the two down, it's almost at the same point. However, the conviction of the seller is different over here. Here the volume, it's going with much better volume. Here the volume is going down. That itself also tells that the strength downward trend strength is weakening, and at this point of time, if the price goes above the previous midpoint, then there's a breakout. And if we, as we have seen, there's a clear, after the breakout, there's a clear upward movement, and there's a possibility of making some money out of it is pretty good. So this is one of the example. We go to another example, which is of Bajaj Auto. Over here, what we see is a pretty recent pattern formed on 19th of April this year. The movement is pretty much downwards. We can see that there's a clear downward trend. It has come down to a particular point from where it has retraced. Again, the bottom is tested, but the buyers come back into action and it goes above. And we believe that there's a possibility of it going above is very much there again. Right now, over here, the difference between the previous pattern and the previous pattern, we have highlighted the importance of volume. Over here, we see that at this point of time, or at the second bottom, there's a MACD crossover. That's one. And at the breakout point, we see MACD crossing above zero line. So these are two additional confirmation in this particular pattern. Now we go to another one, which is Bajaj Finance. Now, if we see that the duration of this pattern is much different than the previous ones. Over here, it's extremely long-term pattern. The price movement generally is downwards, starting from here. It's coming down. So as we have already seen or understood, that this pattern is a long-term pattern wherein there are a lot of different points which comes into picture, and the more number of points, the better the chances are of a bigger move. So if we see here that there's almost like 30-40 different points which brought it back to the first bottom. Then again, it took about 15 to 20 more points to take it to this point. And then once the pattern is formed, again, it's a gradual and smooth pattern which is formed. Then there's a good upward movements which is going on. One more thing to note is, if the pattern is long, then it may lose traction at any point of time. So always keep stop loss over here. So once this particular point is broken over here, try to keep a stop loss of a point which should always be this level or above this. Once the stop loss is there, you can work on the trailing stop loss to make a good profit out of this system. Another example we have over here is Ingersoll Rand. Over this, the point which we were trying to highlight is, at the breakout, there's a good volume. So at the breakout, if there's a good volume, there's a potential of going high is much higher. There's a lot more conviction in the market. There's a smooth downtrend. Bottom one is formed, midpoint, second point, and at the breakout point, you see a good volume. So we don't know what has happened or what will happen, but this gives a good point. And again, as usual, don't jump into it without stop loss. Always keep a stop loss. Use confirmation as much as possible, and that will help you to make your trade profitable throughout the process. Another example we have over here is of Renuka sugar. If we see, it looks like a very typical downtrend. It's moving, coming down here. A bottom is formed. Second bottom is formed. Once the breakout has happened, there's a good upward trend going on. So there are numerous examples which are available, and fortunately we don't have to depend on examples of something which has happened in the past. We have a software which filters the screener at almost real time, and in the next session, or in the later part of this session, we'll see how to screen double bottom pattern for Indian stocks in almost real time. Now, having understood what a double bottom pattern is, how to interpret it, to see some of the example, obviously the examples that we took was of past dates. What if we are able to get a screener which can scan or which can screen the double bottom pattern at will, at the different time frames, at different asset levels? Then there's nothing better than that. So now in this section and in coming sections, what we'll see is how to screen double top and double bottom pattern in TopStockResearch.com. Now we will be looking at double bottom screener in TopStockResearch.com. So if you are familiar, well and good. Otherwise, go to TopStockResearch.com. You will have homepage appearing something like this. Now the screeners, or most of the technical screeners, are arranged in pre-screened menu. In the pre-screened menu, scroll down and get to the chart patterns. Once you go into chart patterns, you'll find a lot of pattern screeners, double top, double bottom. What we are interested in is double bottom screener. Over here, you have three different terms: short term, medium term, long term. When we say short term, it takes about 25 to 30 different points to create. Medium term is almost double of that, and long term is double then of what medium term is. So the idea of splitting this is to make the best use of the time frame that you are comfortable at. Also, what we will see is the different ticks available here. It starts with daily tick, intraday. The difference between daily and intraday is daily is end of the day, which takes the official close price from the exchange. Intraday is the price which is running at that point of the time: weekly, monthly, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and so on and so forth. So this is the page where you will see double bottom. Let's take example of a medium term double bottom pattern on a daily chart. Once we click here, the results appears over here. Now, if we see the results, the results, we have got 5 results, and that's the number of results which is available for public view. Now, obviously, we are trying to get a sponsor who can help us to show more results in this view. Again, over here, you have an option of short term, long term, medium term. We have already chosen. Let's take an example of stock which has created on 28th. 28th is the latest date of trade, or almost latest day of trade. So let's look at the chart to see how it looks like. So before we get into chart, let's see what it highlights. What the result highlights is all the stocks which has created double bottom pattern, the current price, the price change. Obviously, the price change on these two are not so good, so we'll skip those two records. The first bottom date, the midpoint date, second point, and second point date. So let's see if we can get some better quality results using FNO stocks. So over here we have two categories of stocks. One is all stocks, and second is FNO stocks. So over here we see the first example which appears over here is Bajaj Auto. Let's click on this one. If we see the Bajaj Auto, the stock is clearly in downtrend over here, and it shows the two bottom and the midpoint. So these 3 points are highlighted for as a ready reference purpose, and rest of the stuff, if you feel that a 50-day moving average is right for you to see if the 50-day moving average is crossed. Over here, the 50-day moving average is crossed. If you want to look at RSI, you can always add more and more feeds. My favorite feed is always my favorite weight is always volume MA. So I go to simple moving average. Period is 20. Obviously, you can choose the one which suits you more, and then add volume. Now, once you add the volume, you can close this. Now, this shows the volume also along with the volume moving average along with the volume. So this gives better insight. You can always zoom in, move right to zoom into the point where you are interested in. So basically, we have seen Bajaj Auto. Similarly, you can go to other stocks. So now let's move to a long-term chart to see if we are lucky to get any long-term stock in future and option stock. We get Pfizer. Let's try to go to Pfizer to see if it's a good one. Now, if you see Pfizer, Pfizer has clearly made two bottoms, and then it has made an excellent rally after that. Now, if we see the volume movement as we discussed in the previous slides, volume is an excellent confirmation of the trend or of the trend strength. So in this case, anybody who may have bought, who may have seen the screener and bought it at this point of time with volume confirmation, they would have made some good money out of the system. Similarly, if we can go to, so we have seen short term, long term, medium term, and these are the results which are available in FNO space. So I would let you play with this, play with the system or play with the screener. Also, as a convenience, what you can go is you can quickly navigate to different other ticks from here. So let's say if we are lucky, if we see 1 hour chart, if we have any stocks, looking at some stock which is, let's say, Mahindra Lifespace Developers. Let's click on this one. So over here, if you see that there's a good double bottom, there's a downtrend. This is on our hourly chart, a good downtrend, first bottom, followed by midpoints, followed by second bottom. And this is clearly in formation. So the formation is not completed yet. So there is some room for the pattern to get mature, and perhaps if the other factors are in place, and if it were to make, it has a possibility of making a high somewhere, or it definitely has a potential of reaching this point or this point after making such a stellar pattern, especially with the volume confirmation over here. So this is how you can screen various different stocks. Now, if you wish, so what we have seen is short term, medium term, you can navigate from here. Future and option stocks is also available here. You can, we have seen navigation to different ticks. Also at the same place, you have list of other patterns available here. So you can always go and look at patterns like, let's say, a triangle or a rectangle or a channel, a head and shoulder, and so on and so forth. So there are a lot of patterns available. Also, if you feel that this is the pattern you should be looking at, you can always go to double bottom home and you can bookmark. So this is the same image that we used earlier to demonstrate what a typical double bottom is. Now, friends, we have seen how to screen a double bottom pattern in a public view. However, for professional users, it's not the best UI that you would like to have in a good screener. So, what we have done is we have created a single page application wherein screener, charts, alerts, adding to portfolio, adding to watch list, all can be done in one single screen. And most importantly, there's no limitation of number of records available, and there are no advertisements. So let's jump into a double bottom screener at my TSR. Even if you are not looking to subscribe or you don't have subscription, we would suggest you to have a look at it to get a feel that what would you be missing if you are not subscribed to MyTsr. Now it's time to go to the premium view of TopStockResearch at the MyTsr. So to navigate there, I'll skip the step of creating the accounts over here. Assume that you already have an account. If not, you can always go here, register, and your account will be created. So go to premium MyTsr. Over there, there's option of pre-screened. Click on that. Once you go there, you'll get a screen or something like this. So over here, the options are pretty much same what is available in public view. Plus, there are a few other things which is exclusively available for you. So go to screeners. In the screener, we have an option of chart pattern screeners. Click on that. Over here, you have in the standard screener, we have selected chart patterns. In the category, we have quite a few different categories: candlestick, Heiken-Ashi, common structural patterns, trend line, channel, and so on and so forth. We try to manage it in logical groups. The double bottom screener is available in common structural patterns. So once we click there, we have option of subcategory, which is double bottom, double top. Let's click on double bottom since we are interested in it. In double bottom, you have an option of short term, medium term, long term, and also you have an option of all the terms. So let's say you are interested in any double bottom pattern, short, medium, long term, you can choose over here. So again, you can choose there. Plus, you have an option of ticks here. You can always navigate between daily or 2 hours or whichever period we are interested in. And then comes the stock basket. Stock basket is pre-created set of stocks which on which the filtering of the pattern is done. So you have an all blue chip. There's no stock in blue chip. Let's say if there's one in future and option. Yes, we are lucky. There's one stock which is available in future and option on 2-hour chart. You can go for mid cap. You can go for small cap. You can go for NSE 500. You can also screen the stocks which are there in your portfolio or in your watch list. And this is an option of including indices. Let's say when you include this and there's a double bottom formed on, let's say, Bank Nifty or a Nifty Auto, then that's also included in the system. Now, let's look at the one results which has come here, which is National Aluminium. When the result appears here, you have an option of copying the results if you wish to save the result. Also, viewing the charts. In the public view, we have seen the charts and it goes to a new page. Over here, the chart appears as a pop-up. It's not so good a result. Let's look at daily chart of some of the results that we have seen already. In the short term, we have quite a few different results coming here. I'm expanding the scope to NSE 500. So these are the stocks which are these many results have come. 37 results out of 500 stocks, which is pretty good. As I mentioned, right, it's pretty common pattern, and so basically, learning and having expertise on this is definitely very useful and worthy. Now, first results which come over here is team leads. Let's see how it looks in the chart. Chart opens over here. So it being a short term, the number of points are very small. So all the 3 points which are there, the 2 bottom points and the mid points is highlighted over here. Plus, another interesting thing is you can move the charts with the results, or you can change the height, you can change the width, or you can go full screen. Now, going back to the height and width, what we see here is the results which appears here. It can also be navigated over here. Let's take some of the better examples, maybe a midterm, to see if we get some better quality stocks and better results. So we have about 10 results in medium term. Let's look at the chart. So this is obviously not every pattern is a very good textbook kind of pattern, even though this looks like a typical double bottom, but the total overall downtrend is pretty small. So this looks like a sour grape here. We can always skip, and we should always skip, because the potential of upward movement is not very great in this particular example. The next example, this looks like a much better formation of a double bottom. The 2 bottoms are formed, and then there's a breakout over here. So the point which we are trying to highlight here is not the double bottom, which you have already understood. The point which we are trying to highlight is the results which are shown here can be navigated here. let's say if you are interested in adding something more on top of it, let's say you are looking for, let's say you're looking for a parabolic SAR, then you can always add parabolic SAR. The parabolic SAR is also added along with this. And then when you navigate to the next results, the parabolic SAR is retained here. So basically, you can always create a template of your choice for the charts, and that same template can be followed or can continue with your search results. Maximizing the result, as we have seen, that's there. Plus, okay, so basically what we have seen is basically getting the results. If you copy the results from here to the system, you can navigate the charts within the screen without having to go back and forth in the search results. You can add an alert on the system. You can add to watch list, which we'll see. You can add to portfolio. But the key point over here is basically to demonstrate how different MyTsr or public MyTsr screener from public screener is. Right? Then you can always navigate to any term. Let's say the number of results would obviously be higher. And there were about 53 stocks out of 500 stocks. One very interesting thing which I've just noticed over here is you see Nifty Energy and Nifty Private Bank. The reason why you see these two stocks, obviously there's no volume over here. The reason you see these two additional stocks is because we have included indices over here. So and also over here it's very convenient. From double top, you want to move to double bottom, you want to move to double top or head and shoulder. It's very easy to navigate in the screen. So this is how a very premium kind of view and very time-saving view is available in the MyTsr or the premium view. Now we have seen the screener, how a double bottom screener can be used in MyTsr. Now there's very interesting thing that we have in MyTsr is basically alerts. So let's say you have a stock basket, or you're monitoring 25 or 30 different stocks in your watch list, and you would like to know if a double bottom is formed in any of your stock. In that case, you can add an alert on double bottom for your stocks in watch list at a time for any tick. Let's say you are looking for 15 minutes chart or 30 minutes chart, sitting in front of PC and refreshing every time. It's a very tedious and a very impractical task. So what we do is basically we allow users to create an alert on double bottom on 15 minutes chart from your watch list or from a general category like a FNO stock or a mid cap stock. And as soon as any of the stocks in that category forms double bottom pattern, then you will have an alert. The alerts that we support is web-based alert, where a pop-up is created with the alert sound, or it can go as an email. Let's say you are a field guy and you're not front of PC, you can always go for email alert and SMS alerts. SMS alert is typically for the folks who may not have very good internet connectivity, but it will give you an alert and then you can take an action. Very soon we are also working on other better mechanism of alert on mobile, which would include either Telegram or WhatsApp. We haven't finalized on that, but soon we will have some one of the social media, either Signal or WhatsApp or Telegram. One of the alert will integrate in the system. Now we have understood how to screen stocks of double bottom pattern in MyTsr. Now it's time to add alerts. Now we support two kind of alerts. One is alerts on stock, and second is alerts on the screener itself. So let's start with a very simple alert on a stock. We have screened Team Lease is one of the stock which has formed double bottom. So the option of adding alert is here. You can click on this one and say that you want to add alert. Alert on Team Lease when with price greater than, what's the price running? Is 3078. Let's say you want an alert at 3178, or maybe 3200. You want an alert. It's a price-based alert, so the price is above 3200. I want alert during market hours, so I have different options of various ticks. Obviously, for price, any tick is good, but for technicals, you have different ticks which will differentiate between 5 minutes versus 30 minutes. Won't go into other specific things at this point of time. The idea is to help you to create alert. You want alert to be triggered once. It doesn't make sense of once the alert is triggered, and then it doesn't make sense to re-trigger alert, especially if it is on price and it is active till 2025. Now, alert mode. We support 3 different alert modes: web-based, email, and SMS alert. Web-based alert is something which will give you a pop-up during the market hours. Email alert will send you an email, and SMS alert, as the name implies, is it will send you to your mobile. For the traders, active traders, web alert is something which we recommend because it immediately sends you an alert, and we are not depending on external systems like your email or your SMS service provider. It immediately comes as a pop-up with an alert sound. Email alert is for field guys. If you're not in front of your PC and you still want an alert, then SMS and email alert is good. We are also trying to work out on other alerts like WhatsApp and Telegram. We'll see when we can add it. So once you have done your configuration, price above 3200, market hours, and I want alert, web-based alert, you can click here. Your alert is added. So screener alert on team leads with price greater than 3200, the one which we have entered here, is successfully added. Now, as soon as the price goes above 3200 for team leads, you'll have an web-based alert. Similarly, you can add alerts on others. Now, basically, how do you get alert? So there's a notification alert sound, which if it's enabled, by default it is enabled, you'll get a beep sound, and that's where it will draw your attention to go and check for the stock of your interest. Now, what we have done is we have screened the stock and added alert on one of the stocks. Now, what if I want an alert on a stock basket, and as soon as any of the double bottom is formed on any of the stock of that stock basket, I want an alert. So here, what we can do is, so we can go for an intraday daily, that is during the market hours, or you can also choose 30 minutes or 15 minutes, the tick of your choice. And then you can say that I want alerts on stocks on my watch list. I will see watch list in a separate video, how to add stocks in the watch list. Then I want screener alert. So when I chose here and ran the screener, there are a lot of stocks in the watch list which is already there for me. So sooner or later, you'll also have stocks of your choice in your watch list. Click on screener alert. Once you click on the alert, give a meaningful name. Double bottom, daily, including intraday is what it means here. It's on stock basket. You can also add double bottom alert on a stock. Now, this is different than the previous one. Here, if you choose, let's say you choose SBIN, then if a double bottom is formed on SBIN or State Bank, then only you'll get an alert, otherwise not. If you choose stock basket is the one which we chose, which is watch list. I want alert during intraday or any period. And then I want trigger times once, or you can also choose as a repeat till it's deleted or disabled. Let's say you want alert anytime any of the stock of your stock basket is has created double bottom, then you'll get alert. So every 5 minutes, it will try to check if any of your stock has created double bottom, then you'll get alert. You can have email alert or SMS alert, very similar to the one which we have created. Once you create the alert is created. Now, to navigate to the alert, you go and click on alerts. This is where you have all your alerts created in the system. The one which we created just now is alerts on team lease. So it is still active. it is still active, and you can go and edit the alert, or you can delete it. It is web-based alert. And the second alert we created is standard screener alert. It is this the alert which we created, double bottom screener from watch list. It is intraday, and then you can if you feel that you want to see the results of the screener at this point of time, you click here, you'll automatically get the results back here in the screener. So this is how you would add alerts in the system, and it's very powerful. We got it's very good and excellent feedback on this alerts. Lot of our users are making good use of these alerts. So we suggest you, well, if you are a premium member, we suggest you also to try out alerts and see if it helps you. Uh, though this particular topic is on alerts, but what you can also do is two additional things here. One is you can add to watch list. So in one of the pre-created watch lists, or you can add, let's say you have already bought the stock out of alert and you want to add to portfolio, you can add the buy price, quantity, and the date when you have bought, and then it gets added to the portfolio. So the premium view that you have here will give you more options compared to what is available in the public view. Very integrated view. So that's how you can make best use of MyTsr. Now, friends, we have seen how to navigate to the screener of DoubleBottom, how to add alerts, but also one thing we have seen is there are quite a few different steps to create a screener of your choice. You have to select the category screener, you have to choose category, you have to choose subcategory of double top, double bottom, or you have to choose the terms, short term, medium term, long term. You have to choose tick 5 minutes or 1 hour or daily, or you have to choose stock basket. After following these 5 to 10 different clicks, then your screener comes in. So that's obviously very tedious and is not something you would like to do in market hours. You are rushing to do analysis. So in order to save time, in order to organize your screeners, we have a tool called Favorite. If once you add stock to your favorite, it's available in your dashboard as well as it's available in your favorite tab. In this section, we'll see how to add the stocks to your favorite. As we've seen that there are quite a few different clicks before you get it to your magical combination. Magical combination is maybe a long term, or maybe a mid cap start, and the tick being 30. So there and or tick being 30, or maybe it's NSE 500. This is magical combination, and once you have set this combination, you would want to use the screen again and again rather than clicking all these options again. So here's an option, add to favorite. Once you click on add to favorite, you can give a meaningful name. Obviously, a default name appears, which is generally intuitive, but we do have an option of overriding the name. So once you save this, your screener is saved. Now there are two ways of accessing it. One is going to your home page. In the home page, this is the screener that we have added. So once you go into home page, you click here, automatically the results comes. So you don't have to spend time on in navigating, just click over there. That's one option. The second option is going on top. There's a heart shape icon here. Click on that icon. Once you click an icon, all your favorites are available here. So in our case, we have added DoubleBottom, where you can add favorites on equity view. You can add favorites on other stuff, which we'll see in a later video. But for now, click on this icon. Your favorite screeners appears here. Click here, it automatically runs. You also have an option of basically deleting. Let's say you have added unnecessary screener. You can add you can delete the screener as well here. So this is how you would this is how it would save a lot of your time and during the market hours or during your analysis time. The last topic in this session is how to add auto refresh in pattern screener. What auto refresh is, basically once you set a stock or once you set a screener in auto refresh, every 5 minutes, as soon as the data is available and is analyzed, a refresh of your screener will happen. It happens along with the beep sound. Now, in this section, we will see how to auto reload the screener. So we have already created a screener which is double bottom on 30-minute stick long term. Now I want this screener to be to run every 5 minutes during the market hours. So the options is I have made all the choices, and then there's an option over here which says that auto refresh. Once you click on this, and if it is market hours and if the market is running, then every 5 minutes, this screener will run for you. And on top, there's an icon which is sound icon. If it is on by default, which is you will get a beep sound, so you don't have to come manually run the screener every 5 minutes. All those the low level tasks will be taken care by the system, and you will get an alert. As soon as you get alert, you can perform activity on your favorite brokering tool of buying, selling, or you can also do mock trading using the portfolio here to help you to see how this stringer is useful to you, and how well do you interpret the double bottom pattern. Thank you, friends, for watching this video. This being our first video, we believe that we have a lot of room for improvements and will definitely be improving. Also, we would be creating quite a few more videos depending on what you guys want. So feel free to write to us. It could be on moving average, it could be on technical indicator like MACD, it could be Bollinger Band squeeze, it could be on charts, it could be on watch list. So the priority that we want to create is what you want. So if you want a particular topic first, then we'll definitely act on top of it, and hope the time spent on this video was worth it for you. And we hope that you have gained some information, some knowledge about it, and which will help you to make some profitable trades. Thank you so much.